You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, guys, really excited about pouring gas in the fire that is all of our lawn care businesses and really ramping up things as we go into fall and winter. Actually, just this morning, I sent an email. Maybe some of you guys saw it on Instagram stories to Postcard Mania. And I got to get my marketing efforts, starting to move so we can get some more fall cleanups. And then, of course, some new commercial and residential snow accounts. And so that's just one of the elements of what we're doing to grow our business this fall, turning on the marketing machine. And something that is a little bit more unique for me this winter, which will be pretty much the first full season go around, is having our website available to capture more snow leads for commercial and residential, of course, with our website, brianslm.com, if you guys want to check it out. So in lieu of that, way to help us grow our business and to get more customers, we're going to talk a little bit about websites, a little bit more about branding, how to get your message out there. Returning guest of the show, joining me in person is my younger brother, Adam Fullerton, co-founder of Branded Bull. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, you're actually somebody I can say hey, what's up, brother?
I guess that actually is, it works. It does make sense. Literally, you can do that.
It actually does work. So, yeah, because that's how I send off pretty much every message or email. Hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
Or bruv, So, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Thanks for coming over, by the way.
Of course. Well, you got two, we got one. So we did the math and we said one is probably, actually you were going to come over originally and then.
I was going to come over.
Yeah. So never mind. I take back what I just said, but.
Because I'm always serving. I'm always serving. Well, Liz just did her walk. She's going out for a walk with taking the babies. She's doing 75 hard. So she's 24, 25 days in.
Where are you at?
I keep having to restart. If you miss a day, you have to restart.
Yeah.
So I'm 25 days restarting. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a good streak at least.
But I've cut down significantly on pop. I've walked pretty much every time except for today for the most part outside with Liz because you have to do one outside workout, one indoor workout.
Yeah.
So every walk I go out with Liz. That extra, I told Liz, because she's really, really hard on herself. And I said, well, hey, at the same time last year, were you doing walks? And she goes, no. I said, was I doing walks? She goes, no. I said, then it's an improvement.
Yeah.
I said, I'm drinking less pop. I'm starting to walk. And I have been doing some actual physical workouts, lifting weights. I said, so compared year over year, I'm 300% better.
Well, I think if you're a high achiever and you have you strive for perfection and excellence, that you always want to do things perfect as could be.
Sure.
And I think, as business owners, right, that's what you want to do every single day, but you also understand that progress is progress. And even if you don't have an A+ day, it's you won the day, even if that's a B, and you add enough of those up over time, it's going to produce the results that you're truly looking for. So
that's where I'm at. There's different gear shifts I talk about all the time on the podcast: first gear, second gear, third gear, sixth gear. Right now, I am not able to upshift from more than a first, second gear for working out. Right. It's not a thing. It's not a priority. It's not practical. You're learning this as we speak. You've been working your guts out for your company, and you're like, dude, I just can't find time to work out as much or as intensely or as long.
Well, what I did was I shifted it to 5 a.m. So I get up every single day at 4:30 in the morning. I wonder what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And then, it's actually just, and everybody knows this, it's just about getting out of bed. And then you're like, okay, the day's going, I can get started. And from there, it's a breeze, but just trying to get out is a pain in the butt.
Well, there's a saying out there in contracting world, cheap, fast, and quality, pick two.
Yeah,
something like that. Whatever.
There's 3 different things you can pick from.
Yeah, pick 2. So one of mine for my company is weather, equipment, and employees. Pick 2, because your guys show up, your equipment's running, and then you got a shitty rain day, right. Or you got beautiful day, your guys show up, and then your equipment breaks down.
Yeah.
So it's welcome to contracting.
Yeah.
As my friend Caleb says. So pick 2. So you're build your business, have a family, work out. Be I'll pick 3. I'm just going to get up at 4 in the morning.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'm taking all 3, but
it is possible,
the thing I'm
folks.
not taking is sleep. So,
well, there you go.
It is what it is.
Maybe it's 4, pick 3.
Right.
Some of our friends, there's a college way north of us. What's the engineering college way north? North. It's not Northern. Michigan Tech.
Michigan Tech?
It's the high-end engineering school. All the
Northwestern?
major. Yeah.
That's not in Michigan, though.
No, I think it's Michigan Tech or something like that, or whatever it is. It's all the way. It's past Northwood. And theirs is party, school, girls, pick 2. And then when you go for your master's or whatever they call it, it's or your MBA maybe, it's pick 1. You know what I mean? So it's like,
that's all you can do.
That's all you can do. And it's like 95% male audience there.
Of course.
So I think the girl part is like eliminated anyway. So
it's more of a running joke. It's like, process elimination.
A female on campus, like, wow. But anyway, so if you're an engineer, mechanical engineer, that's where like the primo engineers go for Metro Detroit and Michigan. They all go to one of the schools up north. A lot of you guys know of it, but not talking about engineering today, not talking about working out today necessarily. We're going to be talking about marketing and branding.
Yeah.
You actually shot me a text a couple days ago and said, hey, we need to do another podcast. I'm getting a lot of leads, a lot of new websites, a lot of work, tons and tons and tons of work. I'd love to get a couple month update. But something that you guys are really, one that you have helped with people, but also to notice an opportunity where people are leaving quote unquote money on the table is really building a cohesive brand. And I thought, dude, that's a really good topic. So let's do this really quick. We got a couple ways that we can kind of dissect this conversation today. Let's do this. Give me a couple month update, and then we'll probably hear from the sponsor. Then we'll kind of get into the meat and potatoes. But for anybody who doesn't know you, Lauren, Branded Bull, et cetera, let them know who you are, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So basically, we are a branding agency and we do things a little bit differently. We're a little bit more bold. We're a little bit more straightforward with the things that we can do to help businesses. And ultimately, we are trying to help businesses of all sizes just elevate their brand, transform it into, again, a brand and not just a company. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit, what the difference is between just having a company and truly owning a brand and what that means for your customer and your bottom line. But in terms of the updates, we are just heads down, continuing to grow, continuing to help so many people in your sphere and, your audience and the people that really look to you for guidance and a resource to kind of get to where they want to go with their business. So when it comes to logos, branding, websites, graphic design work, we are just flooded with inquiries, and it's just great it's awesome to see again where people are and where they're trying to go. And we all have that. That's business, right? We're all in that boat trying to get from point A
progression
to point B. Exactly. And so being able to help them in that regard, especially with the websites, and get them more leads and help them generate more revenue, get more customers, et cetera, et cetera. It's just awesome to hear, and everybody's nothing but receptive. So it means we're truly doing something that is making a difference.
When is your guys' anniversary when you launched? Because was I the first lawn care website, not your first website?
Correct.
But you did like a soft rollout.
Yeah, we started, this has probably been in the works for 2 years, but we went public, let's just say, at the start of, at the end of last year.
Yeah.
So... let's just say mid coming up probably about a year.
I was saying, dude, you got to figure out your business anniversary, right? I mean, hello.
Are you throwing me a party?
No, there's no money there. I'm building a house
for it.
No, I'm building a house. I have no money left. I literally every day I check the accounts, and it's like, dude, one day it's like up 100 grand, down 100 grand. Up 400 grand, down 400 grand.
We do that, but it's a couple of less zeros for the record.
I got a draw check. I was like, dude, I've never seen so much money in my account in my life. Well, kind of. And then it's all gone, evaporates because you pay out all your vendors.
Of course.
So if you guys don't know if you build a custom home, you front all the expenses, arguably, other than maybe your windows or your cabinets. But even then, maybe. I mean, I just had a $200,000 bill that came in. I was like, that's nice.
Yeah, but that's like a couple of months with your YouTube revenue, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I will show you my YouTube revenue right now. It needs to be. You should add a zero to that. If I could just make the YouTube millions, I would literally be happy. Okay, happier. No, that is not the case. That's about that divided by that is about 400 months worth. maybe. I wish. So there's no money left here, but it is funny, just seeing money coming in and out, which is crazy.
Sure.
In terms of having money coming in and out, that's snow removal season. That's why I'm starting to get all this moving, because that's what started the conversation. Let's call it a good transition there.
Yeah,
but
it's a pivot.
That's a little pivot. But that's why I wanted to grow our snow business last year, was I have more full-time guys, more guaranteed salaries. We're keeping guys on. We want to grow our commercial business. And frankly, the kind of leads we were getting were garbage before I had my website. Mm-hmm. We didn't have a website. So I get some residential, that's fine. A couple commercial strip malls, that's fine. Nobody wanted to pay what we were charging because there are all these throwaway sites. And I'm like, dude, this is not a site management type of customer, right? So I wanted you guys to redo my website. So I'm not sure, again, to go full circle, when you guys had your soft rollout, but you were showing me some stuff. I think I was hanging at your house or the next day. And I said, dude, that looks really, really good. This is what you've been working on for a year or two. So if you guys know the story, forgive me just for to be a little bit more abbreviated version here, but I saw what Adam was doing. I said, dude, I want a website. You're like, well, this is what we're doing. I'm like, bro, hook me up. I bought my own website. You're like, oh yeah, we'll make you one. We can like figure out where to go from there. I said, no, I'm going to buy one. I want to support what you guys are doing. Give you the family price, which is pay retail for crying out loud. Like I'm so sick and tired of people asking for discounts on life. So we did that. We launched it October-ish.
Yeah, give or take.
It wasn't about a month later.
Yeah, because it was right before LAL, or at least about a month before LAL.
Yeah, I think it was mid to late October. And since then, we did pick up a bunch of new commercial sites, bunch of new commercial lawn HOA sites and commercial leads. And not only that, we're converting those obviously to snow. I've been working on snow bids this whole week. I've been talking about snow on the podcast for the last couple weeks, and more to come. So again, I am drinking the Kool-Aid. I like what you guys are doing. You built my website. We paid retail folks. Since then, prices went up a little bit, for about 30% more because supply and demand. I mean,
well, and your followers should know this, but as you prove yourself in a market and as you get better at the things that you do and provide more value, well, you should be paid for the services. Paid more for the services that you're providing.
Well, let's do this really quick. We'll hear a little bit more about branding. We're going to hear from today's show sponsors, but let's get the elephant out of the room, out of the way. So if somebody does want a website, it's not a huge pitch here, guys. We do want to give you value add with branding, which is the point of the podcast. But obviously, if you guys want to get a website, work on your logos. You're actually redesigning a new logo for me. Behind the scenes. We got a bunch of stuff we're working on towards fall. What are prices, if anybody was just curious, just so we can get that elephant out of the room?
Yeah, absolutely. We start websites at $2,500, and that's basically everything out the door that you're going to need. And after that, it's really inexpensive to keep it up and running for years to come. So to use an analogy that you guys will understand, think of your website as a piece of equipment like a lawnmower. So you're going to be paying for it up front. You have to. But once you get the lawnmower and that piece of equipment, you can go use it to generate more revenue or grow your business. In terms of a website, it's getting more leads and of course more clients as a result. So anywhere from $2,500 and up, and we can do anything from single page design like yourself to more complex multi-page designs like we're doing for the almonds and getting ready to launch theirs, and even full custom builds. So everything under the sun, we can do it.
So you've had two $2,500 clients, you've had $5,000 clients, you've had $10,000 clients.
And we've had, we've got some things in the works that are much more than that. So
like 6 digits.
Not quite, but we're working towards it.
I remember you saying, so you got some good leads for some companies that want to completely total big companies. Yeah. And you're like, that's new. That's
full
different.
Rebrands. Yep. Yeah. Which is why we're having this conversation.
So again, folks, I know there's a lot of people that promote a lot of stuff. There's a couple people that are doing some really good things and a couple people that I'm not really impressed by out there in the marketplace. I will just tell you, if you want a good website, I would give you a really strong recommendation to look at Adam and Lauren and what they're doing with Branded Bull. Not saying anybody's better. I'm not saying anybody's worse. I'm just telling you, I know Adam. I trust Adam. He's my brother. I've known him for a little bit. But outside of that, like I know his work ethic. I know his passion towards the branding, the marketing, him and Lauren both. And I will assure you that you're in good hands, not only from what I've experienced with my own money, but also with dozens and dozens and dozens of people now. You guys have a year under your belt track record. The product speaks for itself. I would invite you guys to check out the website. What's the website really quick?
BrandedBullInc.com.
BrandedBullInc.com. Okay, so let's shift gears here. We're going to hear from today's show sponsors, and then I want to talk more about branding. Give me like a 30-second tease. What did you want to talk about with branding so these folks can know if they want to stick around for the show?
Branding is about building a relationship with your customer, both in terms of what they can expect, but also the emotional buy-in that they'll receive when they hear of your business and your company name. And if the biggest companies on the planet consider branding one of the most important things that you should focus on, well, that's what we do. We bring that down to smaller businesses like your followers have and help you, one, understand what that truly means, but two, implement it so you can benefit from those same practices that the big companies utilize to grow their brand.
I love it. So this is the pixie dust that separates the good from the great.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm always impressed with what Adam's got to share. You got a decade background plus in the corporate America world, doing marketing and advertising. Lauren, similarly. So you guys are bringing 20 or 30 years of experience to this thing. Guys, Adam's not messing around with this. We get together at dinner, and Adam and I always pull to the side of the table at, when we go out to Ford's Garage, and we're always talking about sales and marketing, and did you hear about Dan Martell? And that's all we talk about here, okay? Like, we're psychopaths. But hey, wouldn't you want somebody like that on your team, helping you build your company, help you build your brand? I mean, we always say it's hard to find people that want to work as hard as we do. I will assure you Brandon Bull is working as hard or harder for you, for your brand, to help you guys go to the next level. Okay, so let's do this really quick. We do have some bills we got to pay around here, so we're going to hear from today's show sponsors announcement. We're going to kick it over to Marty, Mr. Producer, and then we're going to come right on back.
Early bird registration ends September 7th. Start planning today to celebrate the 40th Equip Exposition Trade Show this October 17th through the 20th in Louisville, Kentucky. Expo. Expo is the best place for landscapers to find the latest equipment, tools, and technology to get more productive and efficient. And then you can go into our 30-acre demo yard and test the products for yourself. Explore new business opportunities in one of our 50-plus education sessions and learn firsthand from experts in landscaping, hardscaping, irrigation, pool installation, tree care, and outdoor lighting. And don't miss the new Thursday night arena concert with Third Eye Blind and Dylan Scott. Also, there's our UTV test track and our main stage events with top-notch speakers like Brian Fullerton, all for just $25 per person if you register during our early bird sale. And you can even save 50% off that price with the coupon code BRIAN. The early bird registration ends September 7th.
All right, guys, well, let's jump right back into it here. So let's take it from the top of the hour. Brandon Bull Inc. We're joined by Adam Fullerton, co-founder of Brandon Bull, with Lauren. And by the way, Lauren is your wife's sister.
Correct.
Okay, so what was the quick conversation about starting an advertising marketing agency, a year or 2 years ago?
Well, we might have talked about this before on previous episodes, but basically we both came from the corporate side and we were like, spinning your wheels, and it's different strokes for different folks. And at the end of the day, we both are go-getters, we're type A people. We're just trying to succeed and take our life and our family and all of that to the next level and have the lifestyle that we're truly, we see on Instagram, and actually have it and not just be like, oh, I wish I get there one day, but like it's a product of your work ethic and what you're willing to put in. So we were sitting there spinning our wheels, and one day I'm like, I'm tired of this. I want to do my own business. I got to figure out what to do. Lauren was right there with me, and we're in their kitchen, and we're like, we should whoever said it first, we're like, we should start a marketing company or a branding company. And we're like, well, I would like to do that. And so,
Sure.
you're two people from the same background. You're like, okay. So we're like, we'll do this after lunch though. Okay. So let's get lunch and then come back and be like, let's figure out how to do this.
Hello, Jimmy John's here.
Yeah. Right. So that's how it started. Yeah. Right. So that's how it all started. And then just as anybody listening, it's like, okay, well, what does that mean? Are you going to take it seriously? What are the next steps? Okay, I got to file for an LLC and so forth and so forth. And that's where it took us, because of corporate jobs, kids, we don't know what the hell we're doing. It took a year to figure out how do we use the right systems and the right platforms and provide the right services and have the right pricing and all those good things before we go out into the market. Now, of course, there's two philosophies on that. Just start, get it out, evolve, or plan, evolve, then throw it out
Launch.
there. Yeah, and different strokes for different folks again, but we took the route of let's figure out the right systems, the right platforms, etc., then roll it out softly like we mentioned. So that's how it all came together, to be honest.
And also where you can come together even more, really quick, I want to make sure we don't forget this, because I know we're going to get into the thick of it. I'm like, hey, we got to be done by 11. And we're both like, oh, okay.
The first 10 minutes are always stories.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're going to go for probably 45 minutes. And I'm like, dude, we got to be in and out 30 minutes. I've got a 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then Liz and I have to go do a house selection for tile. Like, bro, I am like running my life by 15-minute intervals these days.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but before that, let's cover the housekeeping stuff that keeps popping into my brain, and then I'll let you rip. You guys are going to Equip Expo.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
This is going to be the first year. I am absolutely excited about that. It's going to be so cool to see you guys there. Like, holy crap. I'm like walking by booths. I'm like, oh, hey, X Mark. Hey, this guy. Hey, Steele. And then I'm like, hey, Brandon Bull. I'm like, wait, that's my brother. Like, dude,
what are you doing here?
What the hell are you doing here? Like 2 years ago, you weren't even in this whole conversation, arguably. Like,
for sure.
I mean, you came to LAL, which also you're going to be there, but really quick, talk to me for 2 quick minutes about Equip, maybe even LAL. You guys are going to be there. You're going to have a booth, a presence, running it back. It's going to be awesome.
Absolutely. I mean, it's as simple as we want to help as many businesses as possible grow their brand and take it to the next level in a nutshell. And we've worked with so many people within your industry, and it's been so great. It's been amazing to just watch the growth and the evolution, the questions that people are asking. How do I do this? I want to grow. And again, we're here to help you with the services that we offer. And so we were like, you know what? We have a great presence within this industry, thanks to you and the Almonds, Jeremiah, thank you. And so we want to just continue our relationship within this industry and more, and just let people know that it doesn't matter if you're lawn care or anything else. We're here. We've got your back. We understand business and understand marketing, understand branding, and how to help your business grow. So we said, let's do it. Let's go to Equip. Let's have a fun time.
Well, actually, you said, let's go to Equip. And then what did they say?
They said, no, there's not enough room.
They said we're sold out.
Yeah, right.
I told you, like I said, hey, if you guys want to go to Equip, you should get on that waiting list.
Yeah.
And then they did email you saying, hey, we got some stuff that opened up.
Yeah, that's got to be promising for anybody else listening that's going to go to Equip, is that there was no more room, and then they opened up another wing of the expo or whatever they're hosting it at, and that means more people, more conversations, more opportunity to learn and figure out how to use these people to help your business.
And you've went to big trade shows with your couple different backgrounds in corporate America. Have you ever been to a trade show this big? Like, this is the 5th largest trade show from what I understand. Not for like lawn care, but I mean like of trade shows in the country. Like I think it's like the World of Concrete, and then like SEMA. Or is it the trucks and all that?
Yeah,
in Vegas?
SEMA. Yep.
SEMA, and then ConX, I think, is the construction and farm expo, whatever they call it. ConX in Vegas. That's an every 3-year show.
Yeah.
But you've been to like huge RV shows and back with. Well, I'm not going to give the company's name, but generally speaking, they sold RVs. And then
I'm not employed there anymore. This is the good thing. I kind of have free reign to do whatever I want.
Well, I can always work on a brand deal. I got a camper now. Remember?
That's right.
6 weeks, I'm homeless. Okay.
Just another YouTube purchase.
Yeah, right. No, that's one when it was 100% zero down in a finance. I think if you financed it for like 180 a month, my payment's like $12 a month.
Basically,
it worked out. So anyway, again, just robbing Peter to pay Paul over here. But it's 600,000, I think, was the final stat I heard, square feet of indoor space. And so I've always said a Walmart is 250,000 square feet, best I understand.
Yeah.
So dude, we're talking like 2.5 plus Walmarts, and then the outdoor is like 40 acres. Yeah. So you guys should try to get to see the show too, but dude, your booth is going to be swamped.
I hope so. I mean, that's the expectation, and not like so before we went to the commercial break, you talked about kind of what we do and what we offer, and the difference between what we do and what others do in this space is that we're actually genuine people who want to help other businesses grow. Mm-hmm. We're learning lessons every single day, just like your listeners are. And there's not a single company that's going to work harder for you than us. I guarantee you that, first and foremost. Mm-hmm. So when we go to Equip, we're looking to have those types of conversations. People that take their business seriously and they want a partner for years. This is not like a website, you launch it and talk to you later. It's like, we have a website. That's just the beginning of what we can do for you. Yeah. What else do you want to accomplish? How else can we help? And you want that person to be, again, a partner for years, not just a one-off deal.
Building your team, building part of you're a team member of theirs.
Exactly. Now. So that's what we're doing when we go to Equip. We want to have those types of conversations. And yes, I've been to massive shows, and especially in the RV world. The biggest show is in Tampa every single year, and you're talking about 40,000 plus square feet of RVs, and you're talking, I don't even know. I feel like it's billions of dollars worth of RVs on the field. It's insane. And so I just recommend, if you ever go there, make sure you have a golf cart.
Golf cart?
Yeah. Been there without one.
Liz and I've told you for 2 years, because you had to go company requirement, you know, because you're like one of the main guys for the marketing team. And I was like, dude, can I go with you? Like, I legit would go with you. And you're like, dude, it's campers, RVs. I'm like,
it's like anything though. It's awesome when you're not a part of it. Sure. Because then once you're a part of it, you're like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, of course.
So,
it's work.
Yeah. But it's different when you run your own business. And now I'm excited. Like, before someone tells me I have to go to this show, okay, I get it. But now I want to go here. I want to go to Equip. I want to go to LEL. And I just want to help people.
Yeah. Well, you go from a spectator to a participant, and now you can actually have a value add to somebody else there. Instead of just selling them a camper that they probably don't need.
Right.
You can give them a website, something that they do need, they desperately need most likely, or at least a rebrand or a refresh with their branding.
Yep.
So let's talk about that. That's a good segue into talking about branding. I don't want to take a bunch of the time here personally, because I know we're a little bit shotgunning, probably a little bit more than you thought, all over the place. But we want to get you on the show every couple months, and so there's been a lot of updates. So I just want to say, hey, how's the company going? Congrats on almost having a year under your belt, or about a year under your belt. I'm really excited to see you guys making investments into the industry and the community for Equip Expo. Super excited about having you come at LAL again. You guys are going to be sharing another 10, 15 minutes from stage. And again, you guys have a booth at, of course, both places. So if you have questions, conversations, you guys want to follow up, build a website in the off season, that's the opportunity there. That's when I built, mine, and we had it going by fall for winter. A lot of people signed up when we started doing those shows last year, fall, and totally rebranded, totally built out their websites through winter to be able to launch the following spring. Because again, you don't have enough time in the world, even if you got a great team with Brandon Bull, you don't have enough time in the world to start building your website in, March to have that thing necessarily launch in April. It just doesn't work like that. You guys do move quick, but you still need a 30, 60, 90 day time frame.
Well, not only that, it's like the analogy, and I might have used this one before, is when's the best time to exercise? Well, it should have been 10 years ago, but really it's as soon as you can.
Right.
And it's not like you build a website and then you got to wait until spring for it to do its job. It actually is. I
just had an idea.
Well, hold on. Let me just finish this point.
This is good.
Is that there's this thing called SEO.
Yes.
And that's called the Googles of the world. And
right.
so we all know that unless you know exactly who you're shopping with, we all go to Google to type it in and say lawn care near me or whatever it might be. And then you look at the first few results, you click it. Now, the longer you have a website up and running, the more SEO credibility you have, the higher you're going to rank, the more likely you are going to have the people click the first few. Nobody
right.
goes to the second page on Google. So you want to be top 3, top 5. And so
the rich get richer.
Exactly. And so it's just the sooner you launch, even if it's in winter, the sooner you start to see the benefits, or at least you will have the benefits, because then by spring, boom, you're in the position you want to be in.
Ranking.
So you're ready.
Yeah. So it's a compounding effect.
Absolutely.
Right.
For years.
It's exponential. Like the people who bought, a website and Google ranked, 20. Well, heck, the first videos on YouTube all have 100 million views, if not 1 billion views, even if they were crappy videos, but they've been on a platform for 17 years since 04, 05.
Absolutely.
So that's the point about launching sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
My other quick point was, are you guys going to run the Mulligan 5K with us Wednesday morning at 6 a.m.?
Mulligan, 6 a.m. sleeping in for me, so I'll have to check my...
No, you just said you're getting up at 4:30.
No, I know. I'm joking.
About getting up early?
Well, do you want to put a little wager on this?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Actually,
I got 75 days to do that. Last time I had 100 days to beat you in Murph.
Well, that means you have 75 days to start over. And
I'm going to start over every day for another 75 days, probably.
Fair enough.
But I will tell you guys, when I'm ready to get ready, I will have an 8-pack in about a 4 to 5 month window. I do know how to get fit. I do know how to work out. I do know how to shed body fat. I have. I told Liz, I was on a podcast with Paul Jameson, and when I met Liz, I had 15.5-inch biceps. Like, it's not huge, but dude, like, I know how to work out.
Like that guy from high school was like, well, I was on the football team. I was the quarterback. Like, I don't care.
Uncle Rico.
Yeah, well, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? That's awesome. Well, I'm rooting for you.
Thanks.
Dad bod, you have two babies.
31. What was your last 5K? This is the part where we start.
Better than that. Were you walking?
Did you run? Did you get a medal? Actually, right here, right freaking now, dude. This is why you need a video podcast.
Here we go.
You watch your mouth talking to me on this podcast.
I don't even know
Hold on, everybody. Listen, I will take a photo and tag you. Do you have this?
What is that?
That is my 5K award. It's participation.
For last year. Yes,
yeah.
Participation award.
It's basically a participation award, but it does say, I think that you only gave it to you if you finished.
Was there a time cap?
I don't know, but who needs that when you're beat? You know what I'm saying? 31 is the time to beat. Blake Albertson, B&B Lawn Care, he's coming, and one of his employees I saw on Instagram stories ran a mile, like a 13-some minute mile or 14-some minute mile. He's like, 22. I was like, dude, they ain't gonna cut it. I said, there's a fat 37-year-old out there smoking you by 10, 12 minutes, bro. I said, those are rookie numbers. You got to run a 10-minute mile for 3 miles straight
for 30 minutes.
For 31.
Yeah.
Bro, no training, no nothing. I was eating guaranteed Buffalo Wild Wings the night before or something like that. And I still did a half an hour 5K. I think like an adult male in our age bracket should be running it in like 22 to 25 minutes. Like if you're actually like physically fit. But I just said like, okay. I said, good luck with that. You can only do so many things in life right now. Physical fitness, like, pinnacle physical fitness is just not on my radar. I just cannot. I do not have the bandwidth. in 6 months from now, 12 months from now, yes, I 100% love to shift gears to that. But right now we're building an empire, and that is not a priority. It's a number 8 or number 9. And as we always say, you can only do 4 or 5 in a day.
I'm just writing this down really quick. When I beat you, I just want to make sure I understand all the excuses that are coming out. Hold
See,
on.
the funny thing is, I'll still outwork you, I'll still out-earn you, and I'll still outrace you. And you'll be like, damn, this guy's a freaking superhero.
We started YouTube so many years ago. I'm trying to give me a minute.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we just talked about SEO and how it works over the compound effect. You started like
6-7 years
20
ago.
years ago.
6.5 years
ago. You abused your employees at the time and took advantage. Like, I get it. I get how you got to the top.
You're probably going to quit the 5K like you quit lawn care. You're going to go for about 2 hours, and then FIFA's going to start. You're like,
2 hours, 5K.
You're like, hey, why am I not getting paid 50? If you guys know the story, Adam was on our 200th episode special.
It was a milestone one.
It was a milestone one. I think it was like a 200, 250 episode, and we talked about how Adam got fired from lawn care.
Whatever. Was it called cognitive dissonance when you tell yourself a story or a lie, and then you just keep on reacting to that story or lie?
No. That's like if you keep telling yourself something and you don't change, there's dissonance because you're like, I'm a winner, but you're fat.
Okay.
And you could be a fat winner, I guess, but
you just lie. You just make up stories in your mind and.
No. All
right, we're getting.
Do you have this dog medal?
This is why this episode always takes an hour to get through.
I bit the metal. I went, like how you do like when you bite a metal.
Yeah.
It is gold. It's like a greenish gold. But let me see yours really quick. Oh, that's right. I sent Adam an Instagram. Okay,
we'll be there. We'll be there.
No. Side note.
I'll run the 5K.
Side note. I sent Adam.
Keep my eye on you.
Calm down. Listen, I send. Dude, you're gonna sleep in just like Jeremiah Jennings. Okay. Everybody talking. Jeremiah was like, oh, dude, I missed my alarm. I'm like, that's super convenient. It was 30 degrees out that morning, and I ran a 5K. I almost died. I don't know if I died from a heart attack or from like being cold and then going into shock. Because then you go across this bridge over the big. Louisville River, whatever the hell it is, to like Indiana. There's huge bridge. I mean, it's a mile to go there and back. That's like one of your mile segments. And dude, the wind is just whipping. So like it better not be, 30 degrees again, dude. It was so cold, bro. It was so cold.
If you actually did 75 hard and worked outside.
Yeah, I got 60 days. I'm going to get there. Yeah, I got this. I'm going to try to beat the time to beat 31:31. Side note, dude, you're like talking junk, bro. I keep sending you like carved things on Instagram. You're like, I send you a Porsche. You're like, I don't even like Porsche.
Porsche is so dumb.
I go,
they look so dumb.
You're like, I would never buy a Porsche. I'm like, what color is your Porsche again? And you're like, I would never buy one. I'm like,
I would never buy one.
Porsches are
doesn't matter the color.
It's a sweet GT3 RS,
all right,
whatever it is.
I get it.
All right, let's talk about branding. We'll add value.
That's what they call a bad segue.
That is a bad segue, but it's a hard segue because we got a hard finish, a hard stop in about 15, 20 more minutes.
Yep.
Hey, somebody who was on the podcast just gave birth to their baby. That's awesome. I just got a photo.
Congratulations.
Yep. And then I got a video from my guy Bronson in the field because he gave me an Instagram reel. Okay, cool. Talk about marketing and branding. So we've had you on a couple shows before, and we did discuss marketing versus advertising.
Yeah.
And that's a really, really insightful podcast. I remember you dropping a bunch of good nuggets and good like textbook definitions, but then also like personalizing it. So it was actually really, really helpful. It couldn't have been but 3 months ago, maybe in the spring.
Yeah, probably
March, April, May. So maybe go back, look just a couple episodes back for that. But what did you want to talk about with branding that you're noticing people that reach out to you guys? Again, branding is so powerful. Like one thing that I always say is like marketing and advertising. It's not a line that I have, but it's like a line that I have. Like marketing and advertising is like what you say about yourself. I feel like brand is what customers say about yourself.
100%.
Does that make sense?
100%. It's when you think of McDonald's or Coca-Cola or whatever it is, and, to use True Green, and whether you like them or not, when you think of them, they have there's a perception, a persona, right? Yeah. What do you think of when you hear those companies? And if you understand what they do without them telling you, boom, they've won the branding game.
Right.
It's free advertising.
I mean, like many of you guys have heard stuff like this, but if the most recognizable logos are the Batman logo, the Superman logo, the Pepsi logo, the Apple logo, I think the Caterpillar logo. Like if you go into like Bangladesh or Pakistan or like, dude, some of these like very second world, third world countries, and they know Michael Jackson, they know Kobe, they know Apple, they know Pepsi. Like that's how big your brand is.
Their brands.
But that is their brand. So like when you see around town, people go, oh man, I see your trucks everywhere. Oh dude, I know that company. Or man, they do amazing landscapes. You're like, how do they get that way? Who says that? How do you even know to say that about somebody? So how do you go from marketing and advertising to building a reputable brand?
For sure. So marketing and advertising, you're talking about what you just said, you're talking about your outward message, your outward facing message, the thing you're putting out into the marketplace. But really, branding is about what people think of you and your company. And so when you want to establish a brand, right? People establish companies and businesses, but you ultimately want to build a brand because it's what's going to connect with people when they see your truck, your trailer, or whatever it might be. So when you go to build a brand, it's more about what is that emotional connection? What are you trying to convey without having to outwardly broadcast it and paying for, Google ads and whatnot. But ultimately, it's about not just your logo, because a lot of people we talk to are like, I need a new logo because I'm trying to rebrand. Okay, well, your logo is just one piece of the overall puzzle. Certainly you want a professional logo that looks credible, looks like you invest in your business, and you don't look like you're just, not to say the weekend warrior is a bad thing, but someone who spent $20 online and just built it themselves. And you can tell it's just a quality thing. And again, you got to start wherever you got to start and do what you have to do. But this is all an evolution to where you're trying to get to. So branding is more about, okay, yes, you need a logo. What do you want your logo to convey? But have you thought about the font that you use, the emotion that your font conveys when someone reads it? What about the color scheme that you use? In your industry, it's very popular to use green because it means grass. It doesn't mean you have to use green. You can definitely kind of do the old purple. Purple cow, and go a completely different color and stand out. But those are the little things, and there's more to it. You start to consider and say to yourself, when it comes to my truck, when it comes to my trailer, when it comes to my Facebook page, when it comes to my website, all the different touch points you have with your potential customers and existing customers, what does it look like and what does it feel like? And you want consistency, you want professionalism, and you want someone to see your brand or your company and say, it stands for X, Y, and Z. And we're going to work with you to figure out what that X, Y, and Z are, and then how to bring it to life through visuals, through text, through the things that people have to consume in order to just understand who you are and what you do.
This is your invitation to L'Entrepreneur Academy Live 2023 in Novi, Michigan, Saturday, November 11th. The lineup is power-packed. You won't want to miss it. Learn from incredible speakers like Leroy Maines, Keith Kalfas, Caleb and Brittany Allman, Sam Gimble, Weston Zimmerman, and Jeff Joyner, just to name a few. Tickets are on sale now at the early bird registration price of $197. And hurry, because seating is limited to just 300. Now through August 31st, purchase the whole ball of wax and receive a free ticket to LAL 2023, a $200 value. Once you purchase your ticket, you'll be added to our private Facebook group where you can network with other attendees, get access to the discounted hotel room block, and get the inside scoop for the Friday night party, brought to you by Kohler. Thank you to this year's sponsors, Exmark, Sure Track Trailers, Yard Book, and Boss Snowplow for helping to bring this incredible event to life. We can't wait to see you November 11th, Novi, Michigan, at L'Entrepreneur Academy Live 2023. Get your ticket today at l'entrepreneuracademy.com or use the link in the podcast description. L'Entrepreneur Academy Live.
Well, I mean, it's even more encompassing, right? It's tone, it's feel,
absolutely,
it's mood, it's like you said with the emotion, like the mood that you get from the Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch, Clydesdales, right? Is that what they're called?
Yeah,
the big horses, the big horses. Like when that thing comes on, it doesn't have to advertise. Is it Budweiser, right?
Yeah,
or Anheuser-Busch. You don't even have to advertise the brand, except that the last 2 seconds of the Super Bowl spot is this Anheuser-Busch.
Well, think of Ferrari,
right?
And we all understand Ferrari. You just picture it in your head. You know exactly what it stands for: quality, going fast, just
elegance,
exactly,
sophistication,
exactly, and
wealth,
that's it.
Wealth.
And that's all you need to understand when you see their brand. And of course, they have built that for however long the company has been around.
Right.
And you don't establish a brand overnight either. It's not like you just say, okay, we're a brand and tomorrow we're good to go. It takes years and years and years to have that established perception within a market. But if you don't have an idea of what your brand represents and what you're trying to convey and how you want it to visually be represented, the tone, the mood, those things you talked about, well, you're just going to have a company that just continues to put messages out there. Nobody's going to connect, and you just say, okay, this is whoever's company. I'm going to work with them. But they have no connection to you at that point.
Well, and I talk to many folks, and I'm sure you have as well, and this might be a different way to put a spin on this, but they feel like after a couple weeks, a couple months, maybe a couple years, they feel like they're having an identity crisis with their content or their messaging. And that is because it's a derivative from not having a macro brand plan.
Absolutely. If you don't know where you're trying to get to and the message you're trying to put out in the market and what you stand for, which is all part of branding,
right?
You just kind of do what you do. And then, like you said, you look up, you say, oh, crap.
I got this Frankenstein thing.
Exactly. Which, again, you got to do what you got to do. But this is what the big companies do and understand and why they focus on it so much, because eventually you want cohesion, you want consistency, and you want to put out that same message, that same feeling, that same look, and everything that you do so that the customer just feels, again, that connection.
And you can know as a consumer whether the brand hit the mark or not, i.e. Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light.
It did,
right?
Yeah, I don't think it worked.
I don't think it worked, because not only did it not work, it actually broke and canceled a 100-year-old, I think, brand.
Sure.
Right? I mean, we're talking a 2, 5, 10, 20, $100 billion, I don't know, company, billions. And one dude, outside of all the political stuff, but that is the point of the crux of it, is political and is whatever biological crap that's going on, without getting into the thick of it. Like, that right there was so anti-cultured, so opposite of a brand that had been established for 100 years, that it literally, one dude, one post, destroyed a 100-year brand.
And that goes down to, or comes down to, the fact that the person running the entire thing, from what I read, didn't understand what the brand truly represented and the customers were expecting from the brand.
Right.
And certainly there are instances in which you can go polar opposite and really, make a splash in a good way. This is clearly an example of one of the worst decisions ever.
So definitely one not to do.
One not to do, for sure. Case study, don't do this. Yeah. Honestly, this will probably, not to take us off subject too much, this will probably be a case study in future textbooks. And it absolutely
will be.
Even just understanding how to destroy a brand in basically
one Instagram
post,
one influencer, quote unquote, post,
one agreement. Yeah.
And so similarly, when you guys are out there, maybe just some homework is, and for real, some of you guys that you listen to this, and you're just on the mower, you're doing snow plowing, and you're like, yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, I want to work on my branding. Other folks are, and I say this with love, but they're sitting down, re-listening to the podcast at 9:00 at night with a pen and paper. They're building a company. They're very serious. They want to build something. Maybe you're only making 100, 150. You're happy. Things are fine, content. It's kind of on autopilot. You're not here to change much. You just want to stay motivated, not become apathetic. Bro, awesome. Welcome to the jungle. Some people are brand new. They're just getting started. They want to build something. Other guys, they want to take your 100 grand company to 100 million or 10 million. Okay. I'm telling you, this is the stuff that you need to write down, pen and paper, take notes, dissect, have workflows, charts, papers, notes, notebooks, notepads worth of stuff. I have spent an enormous amount of time with all of our branding. It is probably arguably the number one brand on YouTube for the lawn care channels. I put mine against anybody other than maybe Augusta with Mike Andes. Okay. I would put Launchpreneur Academy. Every word, every logo, every part of it is so intentionally designed to be the number one training and education company for lawn care landscapers on the internet. Okay. When I start my YouTube videos and say, hey guys, welcome to back to another Brian's Lawn Maintenance channel. If you guys are new here, our channel is all about helping you guys grow a more successful lawn landscaping business so you guys can go out there and crush it. It's called a value add. It's called a proposition statement. I have 100 hours of scribble, and I'm not even exaggerating, going into that 2 sentences. Folks, I'm not even kidding. You quantify 100 hours. I'm telling you, you've been on your mower for 40 hours a week for a month. That's what I put into a 2-sentence statement. And then somebody's going to say, oh, you're just lucky, or you're first to market, or it's his quirky personality. Sure, there's a lot of that. But I've built a brand, and I'm working on my brand every single day to make sure that the feel, the tone, the messaging is very cohesive. And that's why I'm very slow to change in a lot of that stuff. And that's why we're very slow to implement or to roll out new things, because does this message match the message, the mission, the brand? I'm not having a Dylan Mulvaney moment, not that, whatever, but I'm not even going to have a 1/1,000,000th of a same impact of a negative choice or consequence affect the brand. I wouldn't do that for my media company. I wouldn't do that for my lawn care company. And in fact, that goes full circle to why I had you guys build the website, was because I needed to work on my brand, because the customers we were getting, either 2 things. 1, it was out of a void because I wasn't telling people what our brand really offered, or number two, what it was communicating was to that type of customer, and that's why we attracted. But irregardless, number three, it wasn't attracting the right customer because we weren't putting out the right messaging. We did that, we fixed that, and it wasn't but 3 to 6, 8, 12 weeks, talking 2-3 months, where then we started to have the phone ring and the leads come in for the work we actually wanted. And I'm telling you folks, like the website, I said, Adam, here's the message, here's the mission, here's my point. You had a bunch of great ideas. I took some of them. I jettisoned a couple of them. Not that they weren't bad ideas. They just didn't relate. You learned me. I learned you. I said, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And lo and behold, a couple months later, our company's growing very, very well, very, very steady, very, very solid, but very, very happy, but very intentionally. Mm-hmm. And then some people go, oh, some people are just lucky, or some people just got the right breaks at the right time. And I'm telling you folks, like, I will assure you, I am most likely one of the dumber people that you'll ever meet in your entire friggin' life. But when I do understand something and I get it, it's something that I can go, okay, we need to replicate that, duplicate that. We need to imitate that. And let's be very intentional with that. I can't dunk a basketball. I can't throw a football, as good as I said. I can't run a 5K. I'm not Usain Bolt. I can't run I saw some kid on Instagram run, a 7:56 2-mile run at like 18 years old. I can't do that. I would explode or implode. Okay. I'd die. But what I can do is be the equalizer, which is marketing and advertising and growing an entrepreneurial enterprise, a business. It is a skill set, not a talent. Okay. And Rhett.
Well, I think one of the biggest things you have to understand is that we're not reinventing the wheel. The biggest companies on the planet do these things. That means you should look at it and see if it makes sense for your business, especially a small business.
Right.
If it makes sense for you to invest your time, your effort, your resources, your money into it. And I think, again, branding is one of the most important things that you can focus on because it's truly setting you up to have a cohesive message that people actually connect with in the marketplace. We always talk about differentiators. What differentiates you from another lawn care company? And there's many things that it can be, but ultimately, when you see two trucks and trailers next to each other, or you see two websites next to each other, you go on Google and you see two listings next to one another, one that looks like a professional brand or a premium brand, a premium provider of services, is always going to work better and have more success than the company that kind of just, like you said, Frankenstein's things and throws it together. So again, you got to look at the True Greens and the large companies and say, well, they obviously invest in things to make them look and feel a certain way. And that's exactly, and they pour tens of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars into it every single year. And I'm not saying that, of course, your listeners need to do that, but at least having a plan. And we can provide those services to you so that everything you do ultimately matches, like you said, the mission that you're trying to put out there. And the last thing I'll say on in terms of textbook quotes and whatnot is that companies and businesses sell products and services, brands sell emotion. So when you see a brand and you truly connect with it and you know exactly, again, what they stand for without doing anything else, and you have a fraction of a second to convey that message in this day and age, that means you have established a brand and you're no longer just trying to pitch products and services and hoping people get it.
And that is the secret sauce that takes a brand from, a brand that your company, to a town known brand, a city known brand, a regional known brand, right? To a countrywide national brand, to a worldwide brand.
It's the starting point. Right? Absolutely.
Like Faygo and Better Made Chips is a regional brand. A lot of people know them. Even people outside of our region will visit, eat it, go home. They're back in Florida. They go, man, I love those chips back in Michigan. Mm-hmm. Like your brand knows something. Like let's take it down to earth. And the last thing I'll say is Steel versus Echo, right? Like Steel chainsaws. Like, dude, make a video ragging a chainsaw made by Steel. And I love Steel, but just do that for a second and you will have 1,000 people come out of the woodwork, ironically enough, and be like, what are you doing? Steel's the best. My daddy used Steel. Right? And it's like, dude, it's crazy. Cult-like following for chainsaws. You think Skag, you think Stripes, you think Exmark, you think cut quality and the ultra cut deck. When you think SureTrack, you think exceptional trailer build quality. It's going to be here a decade from now.
Yeah.
Like, you have to just go.
Sorry not to interrupt you, but you just said it. Those are the things you immediately think of.
Right.
Because they have established themselves with their brand, their message, their tone, their mission, and all of the touch points that they have, whether it's through Instagram, Facebook, their website, Google Ads, Google itself, anywhere you put a message out there for your company and your business, it all feeds into that same, mission that they're trying to put out there.
But an intentional brand, an intentional conversation, an intentional
100%.
Emotion, intentional feel.
100%.
And it's not just luck. It's not just whatever. It does mean you have cohesive letterhead and email signature and a website and all these things. But any one of those things are not necessarily the brand, but all of them working in synchronous form and in unison and in harmony is the brand. And that's what you said, hey, this is something that a lot of people are struggling with. And I would imagine because they have a logo that looks like this, a letterhead that looks like that, their website looks like this, their Google images and their Google profile kind of tells a different story. And is this what you're kind of saying? Like when people come to you guys for a website, you just do a soft, what would you call it? Like a pulse or a check on their brand. And you go, hey man, not only can we build you a website for $2,500, but like, hey, if you're open to it, we could do a whole rebrand refresh.
Well, yeah, people come to us and they say, I need a new logo. And we say, okay, well, is that really the problem or is that just one of the symptoms? So when you look at your company as a whole and you're trying to establish that brand, again, it's all those touch points. Yes, we can just do a logo if that's all you want, especially if that's all what the budget affords. It's it's you versus yourself in terms of what you think is right. We're just here to provide information and help with our expertise and our experience. It's your decision at the end of the day. It's your company. We're just trying to help as much as we can. But when you come to us and you say, I need a website or I need a logo, we like to say, okay, well, tell us a little bit more about your business.
Right.
Especially for your audience, truck, trailer, Facebook, Instagram,
type of work you're doing,
your business cards, the emails that you send to your customers, having a logo on the bottom of those. Again, all of these different things start to work together to establish an identity for your business within a marketplace. And that's, to full circle this, how you start to differentiate yourself from others. Yes, the quality, the three different things we talked about. You can have quality, speed, or convenience, I think it is, whatever it is. Yes, those are certain players, but if you don't know how to convey those differentiators through the branding and the messaging you put out in the marketplace with those touch points, it's worthless. It's all going to fall flat and you're not going to see the snowball effect of all of that hard work and effort.
And the exponential growth.
At 100%.
Yep. Again, like everybody makes computers. Dell made computers. So does Windows, and then so does maybe more software, but then so does Apple.
Yeah.
Apple's a juggernaut compared to all those guys. Compaq.
I heard recently.
What happened to them? Bad brand.
I heard recently on maybe another podcast, whatever it was. I heard that there was two different companies the person was talking about, and I'll make this one up. Maybe it's Apple, maybe it's Tesla. Like, you understand they have a cult-like following because they've established a very specific type of brand. And then you look at a company. This was their example, Hilton. And you go to Hilton, nobody cares. Because they've never established a brand that anybody can truly connect with. Now, if you go to a 5-star hotel that does everything,
Four Seasons or Ritz-Carlton,
you know what you're going to get, and you've established a relationship, an emotional response with that particular customer. Versus a Hilton, nobody cares.
Yeah, I mean,
nobody cares. I couldn't care less about a Hilton.
Yeah. I mean, there's different levels to that, right? A Marriott to a Hilton to a Ritz-Carlton to a Four Seasons, and it goes from even beyond there, right?
Absolutely.
So, this is fun conversation. I mean, we do got to cut it down because go figure, it's 50 minutes into the podcast, and our short and sweet 25-minute episodes. But these are usually the little mini seminars that Adam and I do at dinner when we go out to eat at Buddy's Pizza or with the family and all this other stuff. But because we're passionate about this topic, folks, and we really, 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 really do want to help you guys grow. And this is stuff that, man, I've been learning for 2 decades at this point myself, back from, gosh, that'd be 17. Yeah, back in middle school, high school stuff. I mean, this is Mr. Cerisa back in the day.
God, yeah.
I mean, we both took marketing and advertising back in middle school, high school, and this is like the stuff, the foundation, and then of course we built on and building business for 2 decades that we were talking about to help you guys grow. One thing I just want to say is this isn't an overnight thing. Of course, either this conversation, Apple didn't become Apple overnight. This is going to take time and work and effort, but you can get yourself lined up for 3 months out, 6 months now, at the same time next year. as you guys continue to grow. So if you're like, I feel overwhelmed, I don't know where to start or how to start. Dude, no duh. Me too. It's okay. Like totally, dude, I hear you. Like start with Branded Bull, start with the conversations. Let's start working on that messaging. Let's start working on the brand. Let's zoom out. Let's get some outside opinion. And then we'll start chiseling away at this, chiseling away at that. And eventually you start seeing all those little Tetris blocks kind of come together and have that perfect line all the way across. Okay. A really good person to look to is Sam Etch. Sam, I forget his last name right now, but Etch Outdoor over there in Ankeny, Iowa. He's on the spring tour. He went from, it's like Ankeny Lawn and Landscape or something like that, his like regional area, to they're getting way outside of his county now, and $4 million company from a $500,000 company in like 2 years. They went to Etch Outdoor. There's purpose and reason and logic behind Etch versus Ankeny Outdoor or Ankeny Lawn Care. The branding, the cursive that they're using, all this stuff. And I'm like, Sam, dude, you're talking my language. This is like super fun conversation. So go check out Etch Outdoor, scroll through their last, 30 square profiles, on their Instagram page, and you can see the evolution of that brand. My friend Andy Mulder, see the evolution of his brand. Caleb and Brittany Allman, Caleb's got a great line. He says, you get more of what you're known for, right? So if you're getting crappy jobs, that's because your brand is telling your customers that you offer these $3, $4, $5 grand, quote unquote, crappy jobs when you quote unquote want those $50,000 to $100,000 jobs. Like your brand is helping you or hurting you, whether you like it or not. So don't let this just go by the wayside. Don't just listen to this podcast and go, yeah, dude, no. Because again, it's actively working for you or actively hurting you. Okay.
100%.
And so it's not, nobody has a passive brand out there in the marketplace. Okay. So that's what I got. Those are short and sweet. Any final thoughts? Because I'll give you the last mic.
No, I appreciate you having me on as always. And if people want to learn more, go to brandedbullinc.com. Of course, you can Instagram us as well. We do consultation calls just to establish a relationship and understand what your problems are. So if you don't even plan on doing something for maybe 6 months or a year, but you still want to learn and have those conversations, we're an open book. And again, nobody's going to outperform us in terms of being the partner that you can rely on for the next X number of years. So we're here for you. We're here for you guys. We understand what small businesses go through. We understand the struggles, the challenges, and the dreams and the hopes and the aspirations that you have and where you're trying to get to. And we can help with the different things that we provide. So reach out to us, whichever way you need to, website, Instagram, etc. And we're going to be here to help answer your questions and provide information just so that you can make the best decision possible for you and your business and your brand.
Awesome. And then you'll be at Equip?
We'll be at Equip for sure.
We'll be at LAL?
We'll be at LAL. Funny story really quick is one of my best friend's wedding is on that Saturday after Equip. So we're talking about driving 6 hours in the morning and then driving another couple of hours to get to a wedding. So
what day is the wedding? Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
So you would leave Friday?
We're staying Friday night though. With Olivia, it's just not worth trying to drive at midnight. So
I mean, maybe she'll sleep the whole way.
True. I'll probably be trying to sleep too.
She'll be a year
after that 5K.
She'll be almost a year. Well, she had 2 days after LAL, right?
Yeah, October 15th was her birthday. And
October 15th?
I'm sorry, November 15th.
November 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah, because LAL was like November 12th or 13th last year. And Sarah was there like 9 months plus a day or whatever it was.
Yeah, any moment. I'm like in the middle of our speech or whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, oh God.
I was like, hey, if Adam is running out of here, we'll finish the talk. Lauren, take over. I was like, Adam might have to run to the hospital with his wife, Sarah. So a lot of great stuff going on, dude. Super excited for you guys. Really quick, outside of all of that, any recent brands that you guys can think about that you've finished up some websites and launched some stuff in the last 30, 60 days? Because, I mean, you guys are working with, tons and tons of people behind the scenes. So I'm really, really excited about all the different websites that you guys have launched. And any great, recent success stories or maybe from the Instagram profile. I don't know, one of those deals.
Absolutely. So as you know, we're launching hopefully any day, any week now with the Almonds. They've been great to work with. We, of course, launched Dylan's over at Brilliant Gardens.
His is one of the best I've seen. His
website, we sent that one out and it's public, of course. Anybody can go to brilliantgardensllc.com and see his. We have some others that we launched recently. Bellmeyer, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with them, but you can go to bellmeyer.com and see they're a much larger landscaping operation.
Okay.
Check theirs out. We worked with another company out of Ohio, Groundworks Maintenance. You can check theirs out. I mean, you go to our website and you can see how many people we've worked with, and they're not even all published. We kind of show the highlights, let's call it. We don't need to show you guys 100 different things. But ultimately, go to our website, reach out to us. If you want more examples, we'll send you more examples. And we'll just, the proof is in the pudding. You can see the quality. You can talk to any of our customers if you really want to, reference, let's just say, and you're one of them. Absolutely. It's just, we do it better, and we have better relationships with every one of our clients, hands down, than anybody else in the space. I guarantee you.
Yeah. And it's funny because I have people reach out to me, like this podcast will go live, and then people will shoot me a DM on Instagram without fail, and they'll be like, "Hey man, so is Adam really that good? Like, should I really go with him? Hey, did he really build your website? Did you really pay for it?" Yes, folks. Yes. I'm like, yes. Nobody's here to sell you on a website. If you want a website, dude, get a website. If you want to go get Wix, go get Wix. I had Wix.
I know where you're starting, and I know where you're gonna be, and I know the regrets you're gonna have when you start there. And again, start wherever you want to start. We have a philosophy. It's called buy nice or buy twice. So don't go buy something and then regret your decision 2 seconds later, and then have to pay twice as much to get what you really wanted in the future.
I actually literally did that when I was working with my training website. I started with a totally wrong platform for what I wanted to build. And Califas was like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I literally just spent like thousands of dollars the week before. all proud of myself because we're about to launch this thing. He's like, dude, you need to totally restart. And I paid for the 1 year, 2 year in advance this and the 2 year advance hosting that. And, I was $2-3 into this thing. He's like, no, dude, you got to go for refunds. I'm like, I don't even know if they can do refunds. He's like, bro, figure it out.
And what you don't know is what you don't know, which is why, kudos to you and everybody, part of your team putting out these episodes, putting out the YouTube videos to help listeners kind of learn from your, experiences. Exactly. Yeah. So that they can not have those same frustrations and be ahead of you in that regard. So
I love it,
here for too.
Again, I did not have, I was taking full circle, right? I did not have anything like this 17 years ago, starting Brian's Law Maintenance. I wish I did. From a cycle CPA for bookkeeping to a postcard mania, which I'm going to get Samantha back on. We're doing a postcard campaign for snow, like I was just talking about at the top of the hour. Building a website, dozens and dozens of products to help you support, from Cujo to IsoTunes to Plowright marking stakes to Equipment Defender racks. We got this awesome network that we're building here. It's literally almost turnkey. All you got to do is go do the work.
Yeah.
Someone
did the research for you.
We've cut down all the wild, 10-foot wide sequoias in this rainforest here to give you an asphalt driveway to go run 100 miles an hour in said Ferrari. What I always say, what else do you need? I had none of this and we still chiseled out something. Now you guys have all this and I got people going, I don't know. It's hard.
Well, let me just say,
dude, let's go.
To be part of that network, we appreciate it. We love working with the people that you have in your, again, your circle, your followers, etc. And I'll just say that we do 3 things better than anybody else. It's website, it's branding, it's graphic design work.
Yep.
So if you need those things, which I think every single person here listening probably does one way or another, again, we're the experts in these 3 things. That's all we do, and we're going to do it better than anybody else. Yeah. We're happy to help.
I love it. We'll button up with this. The 3 things that I do better than anybody else is branding, marketing, and outrunning Unit 5K. So anyway, that's what I got on the show, folks. We got to mute your mic here.
Hold on.
What's that? Adam's got to go. But anyway, folks, the Mulligan Run, make sure you guys are running that with us. I think it's 6:30 a.m. on a Wednesday. We have a posse of 20, 25 people coming, including the Almonds, which is going to be awesome. They don't know they're running, but they're running.
Oh, nice.
And many, many more. The Jennings, the Albertsons, maybe you, whoever wants to run.
If Jeremiah wakes up.
Yeah, he'll have some lame excuse. That's what he does. But I love you, Jeremiah, but dude, you totally missed out on that boat, dude. Oh, I'll be there. Okay. Dude, I get it, bro. 30 degrees, 6 a.m. I had to get up at 5 to find some bridge, at 6 a.m. There's no signs. And then you're over there hanging out with these people that are runners. I'm like, these are all serial killers. I don't need to be here. I'm not a runner. I don't run. I can throw a backpack at my blower on my back though and walk 8 miles like everybody else. I'm more of a rucksack kind of a guy.
Yeah.
But a high cardio, 30-minute run.
Talk them into it.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I don't know. I'm not here to convince anybody, but Dan Martell, he does his runs over in, do you ever see his Instagram?
I love watching his Instagram, and the book was absolutely amazing. The podcast that you had him on, I listened to it twice.
Is that an incredible episode?
I think there's, you've probably talked about before, there's certain nuggets where you're like, okay, cool, that makes sense. And then there's certain bombs. Yeah. And when someone sets off a bomb and it truly makes you think differently, you go, holy crap.
100% one of my favorite episodes this year.
That was his book, that episode.
To get that dude on our show is hey man, you want to come along? He was super cool, dude. But he does all these runs up in like San Diego or San Francisco, up in this the mountain range over there across the bridge or whatever. All those like morning networking runs. He's like, people just fly in, we'll run, and you can just run and talk to Dan Martell. If you want to fly there, it's an open invite. I'm like, you can get around 100 millionaire, and just all you gotta do is buy a $1,500 plane ticket to, let's say it's in San Francisco. I don't really know.
Yeah.
And then just go run with this dude through the mountains. I'm like, I told Liz, I'm like, I should go run with Dan Martell.
What are you doing next weekend?
What are you doing next weekend? Like, let's go run. And he's like, dude, it's a free little like mentorship coffee shop afterwards. Just hang out. There's no price to it. Just come run. Yep. Come run. And I'm like, are you freaking crazy? Like, dude, if I lived anywhere on the West Coast and it was a $200 plane ticket, I'd be there tomorrow, let alone a 3-4 hour drive. So, all right. Well, anyway, if you want to come and network with us and run a 5K and come pick the brain of Adam Fullerton as he's running across the Louisville Mud River, you guys can go do that, I guess, down at Equip Expo. And if you don't want to run, you can come eat some donuts Saturday morning at Entrepreneur Academy Live, because that's where we'll all be, and that's where the donuts will be. And go figure, most likely that's where I'll be. So anyway, that's what I got for you guys in today's episode with Adam Fullerton, co-founder of Branded Bull. We'll leave links in the description for all the above, guys. Super appreciate you listening in. Go back to this episode. I'd highly encourage you to go back to this episode. Lots and lots of nuggets that were dropped along the way. That would make sense after you listen to it 2, 3, 4 times. And I mean that sincerely. So we really do care about you guys. So that's what I got for you guys in today's show. Let's get over to Marty, Mr. Producer, and we'll catch up with you guys here on the next one.
Early bird registration ends September 7th. Start planning today to celebrate the 40th Equip Exposition Trade Show this October 17th through the 20th in Louisville, Kentucky. Expo is the best place for landscapers to find the latest equipment, tools, and technology to get more productive and efficient. And then you can go into our 30-acre demo yard and test the products for yourself. Explore new business opportunities in one of our 50-plus education sessions and learn firsthand from experts in landscaping, hardscaping, irrigation, pool installation, tree care, and outdoor lighting. And don't miss the new Thursday night arena concert with Third Eye Blind and Dylan Scott. Also, there's our UTV test track and our main stage events with top-notch speakers like Brian Fullerton, all for just $25 per person if you register during our early bird sale. And you can even save 50% off that price with the coupon code BRIAN. The early bird registration ends September 7th. Hi, I'm Mr. Producer, and one more thing. If you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you need our free email newsletter. It's delivered 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. Join our mailing list to stay connected to the world of lawn care and get exclusive access to the latest and greatest from Fullerton Unfiltered and Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Don't miss out on this opportunity to stay ahead of the curve and elevate your lawn care game. Sign up now with the link we've provided in the show description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.